Hello, guys, and welcome back to Unrestricted Sports. Today, we are breaking down the beginning of the elimination bracket for the PLL Championship Series. So, before we get into today's episode, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys in this episode. Nolan, you ready to go?
Yeah, so start of the elimination bracket. Pretty interesting day today. Just finished the Archers Atlas game, which ended in a 9-11 win, or 11-9 win, rather, for the Archers. Water Dogs Redwoods finished 11-8 in favor of the Redwoods. Chaos Chrome was an upset victory for the Chaos. First win of the season coming in the elimination round, beating the Chrome 19-14. That leaves this Thursday's matchups actually between Archers Chaos and Redwoods Whipsnakes. So the first overall pick in the college draft now belongs to the Atlas. The second pick is to be determined. The second pick, my bad, is the Water Dogs, and the third pick is the Chrome in the college draft. So we'll keep you guys updated on all that stuff. But in terms of these games, we'll hop right into it. There's really not much to say for Chaos Chrome here, except the Chaos finally turned it on. They unfortunately, or fortunately for the Chrome at least, the Chaos didn't do too hot on face-offs. Another hot day for Connor Farrell. Connor Farrell went 24 for 31, 77% at the X. Obviously, a very, very solid game for him. Blaze Reardon backed up his outstanding play so far with another solid performance. But this truly wasn't a game where Chrome fell off. It was a game where Chaos just showed up. Chrome, like always, Jordan Wolf, Jesse King, Justin Gutterding at the top of the points list for them. Matt Gaudette got a hat trick today. Living in beachfront free real estate in every player's head in the PLL. So that trend continues for the Chrome. But unfortunately, they will be going home, and we won't see them until 2021. Moving on to the team that upset them and is going to play the Archers on this Thursday, August 6th. The Chaos. Josh Byrne showed up to play. 7 points, 4 goals, 3 assists. Surprisingly, two good headlines out of this game. Connor Fields did not see the field, which was a surprise, but turned out well for them. So we'll see if that trend continues against the Archers or not. Personally, I think why the hell would you put him in if this is what happens without him? But Kevin Buchanan announced that he will be retiring after this championship series. But he still showed up today, 1 goal, 1 assist. So not on the decline, but just time for him to call it a career. Defensively for the Chaos, they finally showed that they were a decent defense, relatively speaking. Obviously, 14 goals is a lot to give up, but they proved to be better than that of the Chrome offense. Like I said, tough end to the season for the Chrome. Couldn't complete the full Chrome back, but Chaos moves on, getting their first victory in the championship series. Moving on to the Redwoods Water Dogs game. Unusual, similar to that of the Chaos winning, was the Redwoods face-off. They went 12 for 20 on the day. Greg Skoljan went 7 for 10. Peyton Smith went 5 for 10. First time they ever beat a team in face-off percentages. Water Dogs went 8 for 20. Again, this was a game where there wasn't really something wrong between these two teams, or something wrong that the other team exposed, but rather just a complete brawl until the end. Again, Redwoods came out strong. Another 2-bomb from Miles Jones. Ryder Garnsley's finally finding his element, 2 goals and 2 assists. Brent Adams as well with 3 goals. So just very good offensive play from them as a whole. Tim Troutner had a fantastic game again, 11 saves for 65% save percentage. There's really nothing that the Redwoods did wrong here to allow these 8 goals. It was just a complete fist fight until the end between these two teams. Unfortunately, a tough end to the season, inaugural season for the Water Dogs. They ended up finishing with a record of 1-4. But that's okay, because the future looks promising. Connor Kelly, 1 goal, 1 2-bomb. So 3 points on the day. Cuccinella showed up, 1 goal and an assist. Zach Currier, of course, and Matt DeLuca got the starting goal. 15 saves for a 60% save percentage. So not too shabby. Big headlines for the Water Dogs, and specifically this game, was Ryan Drenner and his absence, more or less. Especially in the final minutes, it seemed to really hurt the Water Dogs. A very poor pass from Connor Kelly on what could have been a game-tying goal for the Water Dogs. So definitely something that they'll have to figure out in the offseason, but we won't see them again until 2021, similar to that of the Chrome. Coming up next for the Redwoods, we have them moving on to play the number 1 seeded Whip Snakes. I don't see a very good outcome for them in this game, just because of the high-powered nature of the Whip Snakes. But then again, anything is possible, as proven by the Chaos Chrome game earlier. Moving on here to the last game of the day. I know I'm moving relatively quick, but there's really not much to cover on these games. Similar to all the other games, this was just another complete brawl until the end. This was the first game for the Atlas where the offense felt like it started to kind of click, and it truly was just a poor first quarter for the Atlas that cost them this game. Very slow start in the first quarter. Finally, Atlas found another groove in faceoffs, winning 13 for 23. But this time their save percentage was down a little bit. Kind of an unusual thing for Jack Kincannon. But that, along with just several turnovers, costly and poorly timed turnovers, led to an Archers win. Final score 11-9. Sees the Archers moving on to play the Chaos on August 6th. In what should be a relatively close game. Seeing what the Chaos just did to the Chrome, I could see them doing it to the Archers as well. Going team by team here, though, Atlas, Rob Pennell, 4 points, 3 goals and assists. You could really hear him, if you were watching the game, you could hear him talking very loud on the field, directing everybody, truly being the quarterback that they drafted him for. Chris Cloutier, hat-trick again, proving that he's that big body guy on the Atlas. There's this one play where Alexander from the Archers was trying to push him into the crease, but Cloutier held his ground and really just kind of buried in there for a goal. So impressive play from him again. Defensively speaking, like I said, first quarter was kind of a rough patch. There were multiple times, similar to their first game against the Archers in the championship series, where they just kind of left people open. Grant Ament specifically in that first game, but this time around it happened to be Will Manny and Tom Schreiber. So 2 guys you don't want to leave wide open, but the Atlas somehow found a way to do it, and that resulted in a couple of goals, which proved to be difference maker. So we will not see the Atlas until 2021, similar to that of the Chrome and Water Dogs. But I expect a very good bounce back year from all 3 teams that were eliminated. And hopefully, me being an Atlas fan with this first overall pick in the college draft, we can get somebody similar to that of the value of Grant Ament. Maybe not specifically on offense, but similar in value. Finally, here we'll move on and talk about the Archers. Like I mentioned, Grant Ament, relatively quiet in this game, just 1 assist. Still leaves him statistically one of the best rookies in this league. Obviously, Ryan Costabile is up there as well. But other notable guys were Tom Schreiber and Will Manning, like I previously mentioned, and Ryan Ambler, who's been coming to life lately, who got a goal and an assist. But like I mentioned, leaving Will Manning and Tom Schreiber open and not sliding them is a pretty bad idea, and that resulted in 6 goals between the 2 of them, 3 for Schreiber, 3 for Manning. Drew Adams played the whole game. Again, another unusual situation there. Usually it splits between Adams and Gittleman, but Gittleman was having lower body problems, so Adams saw the start and saw the second half as well, and that resulted in 12 saves with a 60% save percentage. So yeah, not much to talk about in terms of that. Face-offs, like I mentioned earlier when I was talking about the Atlas. Trevor Baptiste saw a majority of the face-offs for the Atlas, Jeremy Thompson in there as well, but he won 13 for 23, and Stephen Kelly and Brendan Fowler combined for 10 wins out of those 23 draws as well. So almost 50%, but just giving the edge to Trevor Baptiste there. Defensively speaking, obviously Dominique Alexander proving to be a very valuable asset to that Archers short stick defense. And then Scott Ratliff, who not only is known for very solid defensive play, but more recently, specifically in this game, I saw him jumping up into a lot of fast break opportunities, which I know is something he had done in the first PLL season, but more so less of looking for a 2-point goal immediately and becoming more of a passing threat. So you have to put some respect on his ability to shoot, but also not completely leave your assignment. There was a case where Ratliff was open for a 2-point goal. The Atlas slid 2 guys to him, leaving Marcus Holman and Will Manning wide open, and he dished it to Manny for an easy goal. So definitely a threat that teams need to be wary of. And I do believe that the Chaos will be wary of that on August 6th when they play them. It will definitely be an interesting matchup with the Chaos defense finally coming to life and Blaze Reardon being one of the best goalies in the league as per usual. But yeah, August 6th should be a very interesting day. We will be back after the August 6th games have wrapped up. I believe the first game is the Whipsnakes Redwoods, followed by Archers Chaos. So we will be back then to discuss those 2 games and talk about the championship. But until then, thanks for watching.
All right, guys. So that's the end of today's episode. Like I said at the beginning, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help out the channel a lot. And we will see you guys next time. Peace.